Now, if you've been out to any of our local beaches, you might have noticed it's not as wide as in years past. It's shrinking, according to some beachgoers, in large part the result of 2020's Hurricane Hannah. The storm did significant damage to the dunes and coastline, but the erosion, well, it's still something that continues to be an issue. Tonight, the Coastal Parks Director spoke to our Bill Churchwell about what can be done to bring back the beach.
Tom and Michelle Amberson are on the hunt.
Haven't found a full sand dollar yet.
Walking the water line and adding to their bag of loot. They've been combing the beach for a couple of years. For them, it's easy to spot a good find, but there is something else that has caught their attention. What appears to be a shrinking beach.
Say the width of the beach, if that's and as far as the accessible part, sometimes the tide pushes a little high.
It's something Coastal Parks Director Scott Cross can also see from his office window.
Still continuing to see erosion. Pier, restaurant, and concession space was. The leading piles, the most eastward piles, were the only ones that were close to the water. Now if you go out there, you see what's left with the observation deck, it's completely over the water.
One more example of the erosion that's taking place here along the coast is simply by taking a look at these beach markers. Before Hannah, the dunes were all the way up to these markers. Not anymore. Now they're several feet away. Just take a look at all the space in between.
The mean high tide line shifted so far from Hannah, and through the winter erosion and winter storms, I mean, you just don't have room.
Not enough room, which is part of the reason why the new Bob Hall Pier parking lot, which was washed out by the 2020 storm, will now be rebuilt behind the dunes rather than on the beach.
If I had enough beach, I'd love to go back out there again, but that was the third or fourth time that parking lot would have been rebuilt.
On Wednesday, county commissioners giving the green light to accept a $1.75 million grant from the GLO to rebuild that parking lot, a major move. But Cross says there is still work to be done in terms of future beach nourishment, but it will take time.
Planning for that, working through the Corps of Engineers, the GLO's KEPRA program, getting permits in place and identifying where that sand's going to come from is a long process.
While the dunes are slowly recovering since Hannah, Cross says the shoreline is not. A survey is currently being done in partnership with the Conrad Blucher Institute to get an idea of exactly how much it has changed. A nourishment project is something that could still be 2 to 3 years down the road. Bill Churchwell, 3 News.
Thank you, Bill, for that. And Cross says that commissioners also approved a $7.5 million grant today from TCEQ. It would allow him to use that money at both McGee and Padre Bahia parks to enhance and expand RV park amenities, possible addition to walking trails, and enhance some wetlands.